Now we're cooking! Welcome to our cooking show for kids of all ages. My name is Aunt Annie.
And I'm Grandma Jayne.
Next we're going to make pancakes, which the batter is the same as you would use for waffles. I got a waffle maker, but most kids don't have a waffle maker at home. In fact, most kids just probably buy frozen waffles and stick them in the toaster. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I could get that out, but most of you kids don't have one of those at home. So we're going to make pancakes instead with the batter. Now Jayne has brought her griddle with her. When we earlier talked in an episode about a griddle, this is what we're talking about. It's a flat surface, usually Teflon. I haven't seen really anyone without Teflon, do you, for a griddle?
Mm-hmm.
It's an electric one, and so usually we just put it on the counter and plug it in, but we want you kids to be able to see what we're creating here. So we've got an extension cord, which is kind of ugly, and I have to remember not to walk right into it. But what we're going to do is make pancakes. Jayne will tell you how to do that, and then we're going to try to make mouse-shaped pancakes, okay? Which is why the title of this episode is Perfect Pancakes. Because who likes pancakes that are mice probably more than kitty cats? But I would contend if they're like this, if they're not just mice but they're mouse pancakes, who would like them better than cats? Us. Okay, Jayne's the artist of this duo, so I'm going to have her tell you how she's going to make these pancakes.
Okay, I just have a dry pancake mix that a cup of it I'm going to use for today. Put that in there.
A lot of you have this at home. There are pancake mixes out there, dry pancake mixes in pouches or bags. We happen to be using Bisquick, okay? Now you can probably make this mixture yourself with whatever, but most kids in their houses have Bisquick, so we're just going to teach you how to make it. I know we always say make things from scratch, blah, 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 but this is really probably the easiest way to do this particular one. Later, if you want to know, we'll look up how to make this dry mixture if you want to do it that way, but this is Bisquick.
So I'm just going to take a cup of that flour pancake mix and then half a cup of milk and 1 egg. And just multiply it if you want to make a larger batch.
Use our math skills, kids.
And then you put it in I like a pourable pitcher so I can just pour it right on there.
Yeah, we talked about the spouts on like a glass or a Pyrex measuring cup. Again, if you get larger ones, it's so nice to just mix them up right in it, and then perfect for pancakes. Or like the eggs when we wanted to pour something in. If you're dumping the whole thing in, the spout isn't as important. But when you're going to try to direct where you want the batter, like when she's going to make these shapes of mice or mouse heads, lots of movies they have those. I know the movie, let's see, I think it's 27 Dresses.
Oh, yeah.
Where Katherine Heigl and her sister are home with their dad, and the dad still made them, even though they're adult women, was making them mouse pancakes. I thought that was really sweet.
That is sweet.
Some things never go out of style, no matter what age you are.
So there it is, mixed up, and I also put oil on my griddle.
What kind of oil?
I put a little cooking oil, like a canola.
Mazola or canola or something?
Yep.
And those things,
or olive, whatever you want.
Those usually are cholesterol free. If you read, just no trans fat, no cholesterol, so go ahead and read your label. If you're watching your cholesterol, which is good no matter how heavy or thin you are. It's better for your ticker not to have a lot of cholesterol in our veins. But when Jayne is trying to create these, I'm going to have Megan tell us some stuff here in a minute when she's ready. But
now you want me to make a mouse?
Yeah, see if you can make a mouse. Again, when we talked about trying, if first we don't succeed, we're just going to be like Thomas Edison. And we're just going to keep trying until we get it right. Now, do we have to just make mice? We just thought it'd be fun to have like mouse heads. But you could make other shapes, like Valentine's. You could try to make a heart. Jayne, tell them about St. Pat's Day.
Oh yeah, my friend, mother always made green shamrock pancakes for St. Pat's.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, that'd be easy.
Jayne, or Megan, tell them what off air you were telling us.
Well, they also have fun stencils you can use, and then if you look online, they have videos of people who will color their pancake mix different colors and put them in ketchup bottles and create art with the pancakes made.
Awesome. So do they put like paint? Or
Just
do they put like food coloring?
Or some people will do like natural coloring, like add fruit to it or something, but Yeah.
I was remiss today because I toyed with getting some chocolate chips. And I should have, because chocolate chips are great in this batter too. And Jane said, "Oh, do you have any? Darn it, we should have done that." I said, "No, I don't have any right now.
The air came off.
I don't have any right now, but you know what? You could put chocolate chips in it. You might want to make faces with it after it's done. I could think of maybe strawberries you could use. You could put the chocolate chips on for eyes after. Strawberries you could
whiskers?
use. What would we use for whiskers?
Licorice, maybe?
Maybe. What would be
What
stringy enough?
else? Yeah, orange rind or anything?
Maybe
You
something
could do
that.
like carrot. You could do like
Yeah.
a carrot cake
Yeah.
Carrot would work.
Yes.
pancake.
Oh, this isn't bad.
The ear's kind of messed up.
That's okay.
And
We
you
can,
have toothpicks?
we can try again. I do have toothpicks.
Okay, I was gonna show the kids how to make sure the muffins are done. And then this griddle is about up to 400 degrees or a little less, so that's what you should do pancakes at. Most stuff's pretty high on the griddle. Do you make things on the griddle much?
I have one. I used to more when I lived in Alabama, but
Yeah,
now I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't really think about it, I guess.
yeah.
But I do have
They're
one.
kind of handy, aren't they? Like if
Yeah.
you make an omelet, you can roll that egg out thin, and bacon too, but I still like the bacon
Yeah.
in the oven, but you can keep it warm on top, you know.
Jane, would you remind me again what temp you had this pancake on?
It was like 350, between 350 and 400. I turned it down a little bit.
So how long did you keep this on here before you flipped it?
Maybe, I don't know.
How could you? I mean, how?
It just started to get bubbly kind of through. You could tell it was cooking, getting cooked in, and then I flipped it over.
Okay, I'm gonna. Do you care if I give it a whirl?
No, go ahead, do it.
Okay, what I was
And these
gonna
muffins
try.
are done, by the way, too.
And how could you tell?
Because the toothpick came out clear, no batter. That's a
I was
bigger
gonna.
one.
I was gonna
That's
try.
good.
I was gonna try the ears first.
Yep, very good.
I thought that might help,
Awesome. Yes, I can definitely see
and then we
that.
could really.
Looks like Mickey.
Exactly. That's what I was going for.
Perfect, Ann. Good. So who's artist now?
Again, what do we say about trying?
Yeah.
If we don't succeed the first time, or even if we did succeed, we
Perfect.
might want to try a different version. We might
Perfect.
try a different twist, even if you got it okay the first time. So again,
Except you gotta wait till it kind of bubbles up through there.
I'm gonna let
Yeah.
you.
Oh no, you don't.
I don't want to ruin my Mickey head
Oh,
here.
I don't want to ruin them either. Well, let them get it a little more cooked. I think then I might have confidence to.
Then of course you can make syrup from scratch, and we'll do that down the road. I remember my mom used to make syrup from scratch, but a lot of times anymore, you know, things have just gotten so much easier, more convenient. People a lot of times have a plastic jug of syrup. Some people make maple syrup from sap from trees.
Mhm.
There are some men in town here that a lot of times make a ton of it and then they give it away. There are people that sell it, say at farmers markets and stuff, that have made it from the sap from trees. I have some in the refrigerator, some maple syrup.
It's probably
Now
better for you.
I would rather have my syrup warm if I'm going to put it on something warm like this. I don't want cold, really cold, because I keep my fridge pretty cold. I don't want to put cold syrup on my warm pancake because it's going to get cold really fast.
Right.
So what I would do is I'd put a little syrup in the microwave and get it warm, or to the heat I want it, before I put it on my Mickey. Yeah, celebrate Walt Disney too while we're at it,
Great.
huh? Okay, next thing I would say, Jane, what are some other things we can put on our pancakes other than maple syrup, which is probably the most popular?
Honey.
Honey.
Yeah.
Honey's good for us. Do you know what kind of things?
Oh, I did
What kind of things is honey good for us for? Do you know?
it. You know, I know if you.
Huh?
What's that?
Allergies.
Allergies.
But it has to be natural, like in your area honey for allergies.
Okay, like the people that, yeah.
People that make it
Like it has to be local, homemade honey.
local honey. Okay.
And then if you mix honey with cinnamon, it's supposed to open your arteries.
Yeah.
And it's really good every day. And I try to put it in tea or something, and you're not supposed to have a heart attack or anything that day. I mean, that's how good it is.
Honey and
you know.
cinnamon?
Yeah,
And
honey
how
and
much of
cinnamon.
each?
I put a tablespoon of like honey and then just mix up some, like a teaspoon of cinnamon.
I'm gonna do
On
that
a
every day.
spoon. Do it.
I'm gonna do that
Yeah,
every
and
day.
get it, don't get it so that, you gotta get it so the cinnamon's mixed in there, otherwise the dry cinnamon can kinda choke you, you know.
And I know people who will actually mix syrup in with the batter, because then you can just, like, if you want it on the go, then you'll still have the flavor, but it's not messy.
Oh, yeah. And I suppose like homegrown or the honey made here
Yeah.
and stuff is so much better than it doesn't have
probably.
preservatives and stuff.
The other thing I was gonna tell you kids, other things that can go on here
That
too.
looks awesome, man. You did a good
The other
job.
things you can do too, like besides, like we said, you could dress it up with some strawberries or chocolate chips. You could put chocolate chips right in the batter. You could make blueberry pancakes, put that right in the batter. You might want to use blueberries and strawberries on top just to make it like a face. Hey, sky's the limit. Again, it's like another art project. The other things I was thinking about, some people sprinkle powdered sugar on their pancakes, which of course
yeah.
a lot of homes have in their staples in
That's
their
good.
pantry. My mom, in fact, whenever we went somewhere out to eat, if it were near breakfast or brunch time, is because we were kids, Mom didn't really make us 3 squares a day. It wasn't breakfast, lunch, and dinner at our house. It was brunch and dinner. We were like 2 meal a day people. A later, like late morning type food, and then we'd eat. We wouldn't eat too late then because we'd be hungry for supper. But my mom, every time we went out for breakfast or brunch, she loved and wanted to go to a place that had strawberry pancakes.
Oh, really?
She loved to have the nice stack of pancakes with strawberries on 'em, and a lot of times they put some whipped cream in, like Ready Whip.
I love blueberries in mine too.
Okay.
You can actually just add fresh blueberries.
So
to it.
Jayne, you want to show them that closer up?
Yes, very good.
So again, and as we near close to 4th of July, we also salute Walt Disney and all the wonderful movies and theme parks and things he's brought us. Think how much joy his creations and inventions have brought to people.
For sure.
And we even bring them into the kitchen. Isn't that fun? Now you kids can play with this, have so much fun with this. Now, today, the last one we're gonna make is French toast. I haven't had French toast in an age. I love French toast. And I don't know why I don't make it more often. It's just simple.
It's good.
Just simple.
It's good for supper too.
It's so easy. So kids, what I'm gonna do is start with, I'm gonna crack a couple of eggs and put them in something just to mix them up in. I'm gonna use our handy dandy glass bowl. Jayne, go ahead and get that.
How hot do you want it?
Oh, probably the same as the pancakes.
Okay. All right.
Okay, and
Put a little grease on it for you.
thank you. So again, like the pancakes, we're gonna put a little oil. You could also, like my niece pointed out, Megan said you could just spray Pam on it too. But even though it's non-stick Teflon, for good measure on the griddle, we're gonna put some oil or Pam on it. Grease it up a little bit so none of our stuff burns. Okay, then I'm just like the scrambled eggs or the microwave eggs, I'm gonna put a little milk in it. Some people just hate it that people add milk to this. They said it should just be pure eggs, pure eggs. I think my mom just did it to stretch out the eggs a little bit.
It makes them fluffier.
And I think they're fluffier and creamier, like, yeah, thanks, Meg. I don't know why, but there are some people that get really mad.
Yeah.
Really?
What are you
I
putting milk in
it's
those
funny
eggs
you
for?
say that because literally this morning I was on Facebook and someone had started a debate that said who puts milk in their eggs.
You're
And
kidding.
everyone was commenting. They're like, I do. I thought everyone did. How is this even a question? And I don't know.
What are
But
the
it's so
odds
funny
that
you
just
said that.
today?
It was
That's
literally
funny.
this morning, and I'm like, I didn't know people didn't put milk in there.
Well, I think it's because my friend Sally said that, and I won't get into what siblings, but she was traveling one time, and one of the husbands or her sisters was angry, literally angry that somebody had added milk to the eggs before they made scrambled eggs or whatever they made. That should be nothing but egg. You just had a cow.
I don't know. It doesn't seem right if it's just egg to me, but just a little more fluff, like you
They're
said.
kind of dry if you don't
Yeah,
add milk.
yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna, this sounds funny, but I'm gonna dump this egg mixture on a flat plate, but it has, you see, a rim. So it's not slopping over the sides, okay? Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this bread and I'm gonna coat it with this egg mixture, okay? Coat it good. Coat it well, okay? Then I'm gonna lay it on the griddle.
Some people put a dash of sugar in there too. Just
Yeah,
why,
I
don't know,
usually
but
will
yeah.
do cinnamon
Oh,
and
do
sometimes
ya?
brown sugar and
Oh,
nutmeg.
very good.
Right,
Right
to
in the egg
egg,
mixture?
Yeah.
Okay, so cinnamon, what was the other?
Nutmeg,
Nutmeg.
sugar,
Sugar, maybe brown sugar,
brown sugar.
okay? And again, we would probably make enough pieces here till we soaked up all that egg.
Mhm.
Heck, we got the room, we might as well slap on another one, I suppose. Jayne, while I'm doing this, tell them what we thought about after we went off air.
Well, we thought this poor Mickey Mouse needed a little face, right? And we still had leftover blueberries and cherry filling from the coffee cake, so Anne wants me to try to make a face on him. I should let Megan do this. Megan want to? I'll do it, see if I can get an eye on him.
Yeah, we had this leftover blueberry cherry filling from her delicious coffee cake. And so, I said, Jayne, that's what we should have done. Put that on there. Let's still do it. Show the kids how we can still do that. Now, just like other things we flip, you think once you flip it once, can you flip it again? Well, of course you can. Just keep flipping it, kind of like hamburgers or other things we've made. You can just keep flipping it. I like to, when I know it's not going to tear the bread, I like to give it a flip because I don't want to find I left it too long and then I burnt French toast. Gross. But you're going to kind of know when it's okay to flip because see, it's not soggy anymore. It'll kind of start standing up. But I also like my French toast kind of golden brown. Is that how you guys like it too? Mix?
And it's
Yeah.
it's touchy because it takes a while once they've been wet to get them brown and done, not soggy.
Right.
Well, you want to cook the egg that soaked in the bread too, so it's hard. Because otherwise they're gooey in the middle and gross.
Do you make French toast much?
Yeah, actually that's one of Josh's favorites.
Yeah, I really like it too. My mom likes it too, so I try to make it for her.
I don't know why I don't. It's so
Yeah,
easy.
well,
Yeah, it is easy.
Because it's just for you, right? You probably don't want to go to the work or something.
And here you go, kids. Some of you don't have a griddle in your respective homes. You just don't. You don't have one. You don't own one. Or maybe it's too clunky and your parents don't want you to get it out because it might be in an upper cupboard.
Yeah.
Some of these things, obviously people don't leave on their cupboards because it takes too much space. So they might have it packed away somewhere. They don't want you getting into that and making a mess. So you can use a Teflon pan, kids. That's what a lot of kids do. We just did it on the griddle because we already had it out from our pancakes. And we wanted to show you how you can make things on a griddle. But yes, if I'm here alone,
That's looking good.
and I don't think I own a griddle. So if I'm here alone, I would just grab my same pan
Yeah, non-stick.
that I made the eggs in. Like if I'm gonna have a couple of pieces, if I think I'm just gonna have one, I'd use an even smaller pan that I've got below that's probably this big Teflon pan with a handle like this. So I don't think I could ever just have one piece though.
Yeah, it'd be hard to.
I
Well-
think I'd have to stack at least a couple.
I just noticed too, I had left the oven on, so I turned that off.
Perfect.
You always want to make sure your appliances are off when you're done with them.
And stay the heck away from those burners
Mhm.
until they.
It's looking good, Ann.
You know, here's a little trick. It's obviously in the summer we don't want to do this because we've got the air conditioning going, so we don't get as hot as butchers over here. But in the winter, a lot of times, again, my mom and I do it now too. In the winter, when it's chilly, in the fall, and early spring, once I turn the oven off, I stay away from it, but I open the oven door and let that heat escape into the room, so it's nice and toasty.
Yeah, might as well use it.
Again, you notice how I keep flipping it so
Yeah.
it never burns, and I can keep checking to see if it's the way I want it.
It's looking good.
Again, Jayne, what are we gonna put on this? Is it
Well,
simple
I
as
like
pancakes?
butter. I like butter on my pancakes or French toast, don't you? And then syrup. But a lot of people do other things. You do powdered sugar and
strawberries.
Yeah.
The
You can
same
add the
things
fruit.
you put on
Blueberries,
pancakes,
yep.
literally,
Yeah,
can go on French toast.
but there's a certain, it's an eggy taste, I guess, that is.
Yeah, the
special
butter and the
about
syrup for me, you can't beat.
Yeah.
Again, would I warm up my syrup again? Absolutely. Because I don't want to put chilled cold syrup on my warm, delicious French toast.
Yeah.
Janie, did you go up and show them that up close? I missed it. Is that the cutest ever? Look at that. Oh, and now look at how tasty, since we didn't put any fruit or chocolate chips or anything in it. Oh, look how much that would add flavor to blueberry.
But my kids love the chocolate chip Mickey Mouse pancakes. Did you have those too? They used to make them all the time. That was their favorite thing.
Oh,
Favorite.
Jane, that's just precious.
Are you gonna eat that for breakfast too?
I don't know. If I keep eating this stuff, when I have company here in a couple of hours, I'll probably just make him supper and say
Yeah, I'm full.
I'm full.
I was
Okay.
gonna say too how we said like adding cinnamon and stuff to the egg before you do it. I knew a person who would make French toast and then the leftover egg that they didn't use, they would make it and they called it cinnamon scrambled eggs. And they'd eat the leftover egg instead of wasting it.
Oh.
Okay,
that's a
so
cute
say that
idea.
again. With the leftover egg, like
So
I
the
just
egg
dumped.
you use to dip the bread in, if you had some left over, instead of making more slices than you're gonna eat, you can eat that egg and just scramble it like you scrambled
And
your other
I've
eggs.
never had that before.
And put like cinnamon
Yeah.
in it.
And they called them cinnamon eggs. It was just the
Cinnamon
leftover
eggs.
egg
Cool
from
idea, huh?
the French toast.
And Grandma Jane already told us how good cinnamon is for us.
Yeah.
Isn't cinnamon really good for your brain too? Or my brain?
Yeah, well, I'll Google it.
I
to
thought
be
I
sure.
heard that somewhere, but you said 2 teaspoons or a little teaspoon of cinnamon in a
And like a tablespoon of
like a
honey.
spoonful of honey.
And just so you can stir it around, like people add it to their tea if they have hot tea or coffee, you can do that. But I can put it in water, hot
Yeah.
water even.
And again, these are about done, but just to give you another little tidbit, I love languages, just like I love to travel. I love all peoples. I love all countries. I love all kinds. I love their language. I wish if I could do anything. In fact, I thought about being a linguist or an interpreter so I could learn lots of language. I took 4 years of German in high school, and I took a semester of French in college. But you're going to see the title of this particular episode is Toast. Oui. Well, what we might think, what is that? What that is? OUI? What is that? Toast Ula? What's that? Or OUI? What's toast OUI? No, that's toast oui. So that's why we said you want some toast. In other words, oui. That is the French word for yes. Toast oui. So hence French toast. I'll teach you a little more French here if you'd like. Comment vous appelez-vous is what's your name, and you'd say je m'appelle Herman or whatever your name is. Comment allez-vous is how are you, and you might say très bien, like I'm very good. There's all kinds of things, but I encourage you to learn some languages and look up some things about other countries. But I did want you to understand that OUI did not mean toast owie. It meant toast oui.
All right.
Okay, so in signing off today, Jane, you shut off my griddle. Thank you very much, and thanks for bringing it over since I didn't have one. Jane, in signing off, what would you say?
Just, like I always say, be safe out there and care for one another and give a kind word to each other and love each other. Yeah.
It's
we
just,
love you.
It's just so much easier and less exhausting, kids, to be positive. Seriously. It takes so much more negativity to drag you down, and it takes so much more energy to be negative than to be positive. And I'll just add, let your creative juices flow, because it's also fun too. Someday you'll have jobs or have professions that maybe don't lend themselves to a lot of creativity. This is why I'm enjoying this show so much. Why I've always done things outside of being an attorney.
Yeah.
Because when I was a teacher, I could kind of let the creative juices flow, and I can't so much in my law practice. So it's really fun to have those creative outlets. It's just fun to let that imagination flow and to use all your skills that you have.
Yeah.
And like anything else, the more you do it, the better you get at it. Just
And
like
yeah.
just like reading, kids. It's a skill. I'm telling you. Just like riding a bike. The more you read, the better you'll get at
And
it.
it
So
takes your mind off all the negative things in the world.
absolutely.
You know, stay positive.
Okay, so until next time, we
Bye.
hope to see you on Now We're Cooking.